Hello everybody, I've got another junk journal finished. I had a great time working on this one because I started with a beautiful doily that I picked up at a thrift store. There's the half that remains, but I really wanted to focus on that for my cover, and I think I was successful with that. I placed it so that it draped this way and around, so you get to see a whole lot of that beautiful stitching and the beautiful scallop around the bottom. And I added this print fabric just for some contrast, and then this piece of crochet trim, and I believe that was gifted to me by Joy, and thank you, Joy. I stitched on some vintage buttons both places, and then here on the bottom, the signature ties, I've added some vintage buttons as well. I just think they're gorgeous. Sometimes I have a hard time not hoarding the buttons. But we'll take a look inside here. I used some quilted, what's the word, Anita? Quilted upholstery fabric on the inside cover and reinforced the spine with some additional fabric. And this journal is made up of 2 signatures, lots of space for journaling in here. And again, I was focused on creating these cascading layers on all sides. And here I've layered some paper, some wallpaper with sari silk, book page with a tab. Here I had an old handkerchief with this beautiful pink and gold colored crochet work that was just so dainty, and I wanted to preserve as much of that as I could. And I stitched it so that it made a trim on this page and folded it over and made a pocket here. And in the pocket I have one of my photos with some paper on the back stitched on for journaling, and it just goes right back in that little handkerchief pocket. And added some trim down here. Over here, a pocket with some lace along the edge, and stitched here a tag, collaged paper tag, lots of space to journal on the pages and the tags. And over here, folded this paper on to make a pocket, coffee dye paper. And here I've got another one of my photos. I've stitched coffee dye paper to the back and used some blue thread just for detail. Love these torn edges, how you can see the pages that are coming up next. Beautiful image with the bird and the butterflies. And this page goes on and on because it tips out. Lots of space to journal. Washi tape, a pocket, and in the pocket I photographed my cover and parts of this journal before I put everything together. So this is part of the journal in several ways, so I thought that was kind of cool to include, that you could write on that and put that in the pocket. And more coffee dyed paper. This is a book page with a digital image on it. Coffee dyed paper. Excuse me. 3 pockets, 1, 2, 3. I've got journaling spots in each one. This is a heavy piece of cardstock that I printed on, and that's one of my photos. And this is a paper collaged tag for some journaling. Love that image. And here I have a book page reinforced with some washi tape with butterflies, and that's the center of the first signature. And there's the buttons that are tied to the strings. And we go on here, more layers. I love this page, probably my favorite. I've got a strip of paper, I inked the edges, stitched that on the page, then pleated a piece of fabric, and I had this little scrappy piece of button card was all that was left of it, but the buttons were in their original, they were fastened in their original position. And rather than take those apart and do something else with them, I liked all three of those together. So I really like that. And over here, this is one of my pictures of a bird that tried to get in my front door a couple years ago, and I've added some embossed cardstock here in the word inspire. And in that upper tuck area, I've added a journaling card, the pretty bird with some layers here of lace and eyelet. And over here, layers of paper and some more trim, some more book page, paper collage, same here, dictionary page, more of the embossed cardstock. Over on this torn edge, I've added a paper tab, and when you come over here, I've added some cheesecloth and this gorgeous textured flower and a vintage button. And over here, some vintage lace on the coffee dyed paper. Music page, and here I've folded this page over to make a pocket and added this collage tag with a bee. Told you there was lots of space to journal. And here's a book page, coffee dye paper, some journaling spots, and over here a fabric flip, got fabric, eyelet, a piece of dresser scarf, and it all flips up. You can hide some journaling there. And on this paper, I fussy cut the bird, and this is the separation between the two signatures, and I like how you can see that pretty fabric that ties these two pages together. Some more book page, another pocket with a bee, and more bees here, a little envelope, coffee dye paper on the back to journal, book page that was pleated and stitched on. Here I folded the page up to make a pocket, and I did some stenciling and machine stitching, and a whole stack of spots for journaling and a little envelope. And on this pretty pocket, I've added a little butterfly and some lace trim. One of my photos, my grandmother's teacup, my grandfather's little boy back from the early 1920s probably. And you can journal on that, and a tag to journal on. Over here, this beautiful daffodil flips out, held in place by washi tape, and I like the look of the page behind it up here, and a book page. This flips out. I added fabric strips here, and I've got a thrift store find, this pretty piece of stationery that folds out. Same here, another one of those stationery fold-up cards. Those were popular in the 70s. And here I've got a piece of cardstock for the page. And over here I've added some more journaling spots. This is one of my photos with some pleated ribbon, and I added lined paper on the back. Some thrift store finds, some stationery. I love this vintage card, the colors, the pinks match here and the yellows. And in this pocket, this gorgeous embossed 1911 postcard. Love the handwriting on the back. Some collage work. A greeting card that I just simply placed over this edge of this page, and I've added a bow to it and some collage, and you could journal there. Collaged some fabric here and stitched on the old yellow button. Center of signature, this is one of my photos, and here we have the buttons that go with this section. Another torn edge, 2 more tags for journaling. Actually, this opens up, so there's lots of space to journal there. And here, another fabric flip. Love the dragonflies and the colors. Got a piece of eyelet layered on. And Joy, this is another piece that you gave me. Thank you again. And here, the backs of the cards and the stationery. An envelope with a beautiful glass button trimmed in gold. And I've taken another, I took a photo again of some of the fabric before I pieced the cover together, and this is one of those photos that I made into an envelope and then just collaged. And I love the trim here. This ruffled trim came off of just a plain off-white handkerchief. So I very carefully cut that off and placed that on the edge. Here I've got a book page layered with dictionary, and it's based on a heavy, heavy art paper layered here. And it had a calendar on it, and I liked leaving a section of that, as well as some stitching from the sewing machine, and made a pocket card there to journal on. And this flips out, held with some washi tape. Book page over here, a pocket, 2 of my images made to look like Polaroids. Again, you can journal on those or put them somewhere else in the journal. And here I've got another pocket. This is one of my photos of a downy woodpecker, and it's got a piece of vellum stitched over top. And I apologize because I can't remember the lady's name that I saw do this recently on a YouTube video, but she had actually made lines on the vellum and journaled on the vellum, so she didn't have to actually journal on the image, and I really like that idea. And here I've got some playing cards that have flowers and butterflies, and another book page, and music paper. And over here, where I did paper collaging, I started with an image, then fussy cut the birds and placed those, and then added some more of that pretty vintage wallpaper, some more stitching and embossed cardstock. Same over here, just some more collage. And in this back, on this back of the cover, Joy, this is part of what you sent me as a gift. This was a pillowcase. And the crochet or the embroidery work on it is just such fine stitching. I can't imagine being able to do that. And beautiful, finely stitched crochet trim. And I wanted to save the scalloped look of that. And this is what I came up with, was cutting it so it made a pocket. So I've got a pocket here, and then when you fold this over, a little bit of overhang that shows that beautiful handwork. And in the pocket, I collaged this envelope. So there you have it. I had a great time working on this. Thanks for watching my videos and supporting my shop. Have a good day. Bye.